The American Chamber isn't too pleased with the 2016-2017 budget. While they agree with implementation of the transfer price legislation, they disagree with the minister's decision to introduce a tax for items brought in via air freight. At its post-budget forum, the Chamber gave a detailed analysis on the budget where they discussed the economic outlook, taxes and national development. Mahalia Joseph has more.
The American Chamber has expressed disappointment with the government's decision to include a 7% online tax without having any consultations.
We do not support this tax as we believe this tax would not assist the government by means of addressing foreign exchange demand nor raise material revenue, but rather it could be, and perhaps may be, unnecessarily inflationary as many businesses use online shopping for raw material and machinery. And this is not an issue of import substitution, because if you look at what is expedited in, there's a high portion, a high value of what is inbound that cannot be substituted in the local market.
Director of Tax at KPMG, Nicole Joseph, said the Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, needs to be clear on what is the intention for the 7% tax.
Is this tax to curb the outflows of foreign exchange? Is it just to curb the outflows of foreign exchange, particularly the US dollar? Or is it a means to raise additional taxes?
AMCHAM TT said while it understands that stabilizing the economy is the #1 priority, they are reminding that without transformation, the country will be led to an already known path.
Where meaningful growth is very difficult to attain and development of the country's economy is once again kicked like a can down the road.
And Mr. Surad Devara said government didn't do enough to reduce expenditure.
And respectfully, the reduction in transfers and subsidies, particularly restructuring the URP and CPEP programs, has long been advocated for by AMCHAM TNT. And not only by way of its financial footprint, but also the counterproductive effect subvention labor programs has had on the workforce. While we have been making successive announcements of returning these programs to their policy moorings, we're concerned that sufficient action has not been taken to give effect to reducing these expenditures to sustainable levels.
Meanwhile, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal of UWI St. Augustine, Professor Brian Copeland, said Trinidad and Tobago needs to adopt a more aggressively innovative culture to strengthen the ability of companies to compete internationally.
And significantly, it will increase the individual's ability to develop SMEs for international markets. And that enables a shift in regional economies. We found, when we look at the reports, a lot of our students are telling us, they're actually writing and saying, look, I spent so many years studying, and I'm now in the market, and I'm not getting the job I expected. And they are not tapping the full abilities, the full qualifications that they would have gotten at UWI or UTT. Basically, you have a high degree of underemployment.
Transfer price legislation is another issue that has been on AMCHAM's radar. They are hoping that this time around, the law would be enacted. Mahalia Joseph, C News.